in honor of that, they did a walkthrough this morning, which was lovely to be once again in the indoor. I know you're not a walkthrough guy, Tom, but it's fun to go and listen to the coaches.
I'm just happy to be a part of your two's conversation because you guys have been going on and on for like 20 minutes. I have no idea what you're talking about. I feel like I'm at home.
Very
at
similar
the dinner
to that.
table or something. I'm like, oh, yeah. But, I've been I've done too many walkthroughs. What are you going to get out of a walkthrough?
Yeah, from the media perspective, you don't necessarily get a lot, but it is cool to see, for instance, today, like Cole Van Lanen, I wanted to see, is he going to participate in the walkthrough or not? And so he was with the group, the first team offense, hanging out, but then when they started to actually do walkthrough stuff, he was not involved. So that means nothing about week one necessarily, but he was not in the starting five when it comes to, he was not the right tackle. In other words, Walker Little was today when they were doing their walkthrough.
Did he take any reps at all with the team?
I did not see him take any team reps. Yeah, they did some that was just like the I would say like the top five, and he was, like I said, around them, but he didn't take any reps.
And that's like, coming off pup's a great step. There's no doubt. And we saw on Sunday, like they worked him to death in his pads and everything everybody else was wearing. Yeah, then he joined the team. When they were a team, he didn't participate, but he watched. So kind of the same what he's been doing, but just a little bit more with the pad. Whatever the team's wearing, he's wearing, and then eventually he'll get involved in that team activity. Yeah,
I don't think they had him doing anything in the walkthrough because he's not going to be participating in the joint practices tomorrow and Wednesday.
Yeah, right.
And so I think they want to ensure that, the guys that they have that are going to be lining up to protect Trevor from, obviously, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, including Vita Vea, that those guys know their assignments and things like that. But I heard Liam Coen today say a lot of, good job, I like that. So whatever they were doing in their walkthrough,
they were doing a good job.
They did a good job.
They had a good walkthrough.
And I will say the offense is on one half of the field, the defense is on the other half. When I observe Liam Coen, I only see him watching the offense.
Yeah.
Which is funny, going back to Sunday's practice yesterday. So Trevor has the ball. He looks for Bashal Tootin. Matt Dickerson, who I learned also that Liam's nickname for him is Dickie. So Dickie tips it up, catches it, and then sprints as fast as he possibly can.
Nobody really was chasing him, but
nobody was
took it to the house.
Took it to the house, and it was so funny because the three specialists were sitting in the end zone right there, right in front of the indoor, and they are just losing their mind. And I was like, the only thing is you're cheering against your quarterback who just threw an interception.
It was probably play of camp. It was probably the play of camp. That was a really athletic type play. He tipped it to himself, caught it, and then I don't know if he would have scored in a real game. Who knows? But he took off and ran. I mean, he's fast enough if he gets the right blocks. You never know.
Yeah. You still get your hands up and get the ball. Like that's.
And it was like he had he snuffed out the screen. Yeah. So he went like forward first, and then he had the back pedal kind of side thing, and then he did this tip, and then he grabbed it, and it was really awesome. Athletic for a big guy. And he's a guy that's just really earned that D3, DT3. He's I remember early on I was like, someone's gonna fight him. Yeah. Because he's always going that
like 100%,
little extra. It's a little extra pushing, shoving, just getting to the quarterback a little bit more. It's just that almost irritating the offensive lineman, but hasn't happened, which is good. But he is there, man. He's consistent. He showed it last year towards the end of the games when they used him as as the 3 technique. And man, he's right in the mix of it. He's earned every bit of it. So, but that play was pretty. I was really impressed. I thought, I was like, damn, that's pretty athletic for a big guy to make that kind of play.
Yeah, the reason I don't think he'd score is I think an offensive lineman would tackle him, right?
He can't tackle. What are you talking about? That's why they play on offense.
Yeah, but I do think in a real game it would be difficult to score at that point in time because it did take a while for him to actually get the ball. And so at that point, maybe Trevor,
where were they on the field?
Yeah.
They were
like, he had 60 yards to go or something like that, right? Yeah. So he had a long way.
Yeah.
The funny part
might have been tired by the end.
And we can play the soundbite a little bit later, but the funny part is when you listen to Liam Coen talking about that play and where he almost got run over by the players in the stampede. Yeah, which was funny. But like I said, we can listen to that in a little bit. How was your legendary Friday night, Tom?
Oh, it was great. We, my wife and girls, we had a really great time. It was awesome. Avery came up with these little shirts that it was really, really cute.
Number 55 on all of them.
With 55 on all of them. And it was fun. It was hot. I mean, it was, as you can tell, and I sweated through the jersey. But it was great. Jordan Todman does a great job. He heads up the Legends community. Me and Beast had a lot of laughs, good times. Jimmy Smith was with us in the suite. with his crew and a few other guys. So it was good. It was a really, really, really cool, cool thing. So yeah, thanks to the Jags, thanks to the legends, and I'll let the rest of the guys handle it from here. You know what I mean? It was good though.
How was the stadium logistically? Ingress, egress?
It was. I mean, it's fine. For me, it's just whatever. You just gotta walk a little bit, and it's a lot of boarded up entrance ways. So you just gotta once you get in though, I think it looks great. And I think it'll be rocking in there. So that aesthetic was awesome. It felt like felt like a normal game. Because the top part's not, there's people there, but it's not always packed. So it didn't feel that much different than a normal game, not a sold out game.
How they were in that upper deck.
Yeah. I mean, look, it is, you look at the cranes and the lights and all that, but I don't know. To me, it's all on the field, and it looked good from my view.
Let's not talk about that part of things. What happened on the field?
Yeah,
well, I feel like when it comes to that, I mean, you did the vote, as in Jacksonville fans did the vote, and they said they'd rather be here but have limited capacity. And so sometimes you don't get that. Some teams that have had these, whether it's new stadiums or renovated stadiums, have to go away for 2 years. And
Bears
so you're not, you don't have to do that for 2 years of time now. Then you get to, yes, it's limited, but to your point, Tommy, honestly, it's like all lower bowl. So it's kind of more compact in the bottom, which people like to sit most of the time anyways.
And I know some people more of a breeze now, too, which is nice.
I like what they did in the taking out sections of the seats, and you can see
more. It's like open
so
feeling.
Cool. So you only have 62.5, but you could fit a ton more people just standing there, standing room only. Why? And it's all 4 sections, right? And you can get all the way around.
Yeah,
that's pretty
what I
badass. Yeah, because we were walking.
I hate stadiums when you can't circle the full one.
And it used to be a problem, like getting up, and we had to go to the suites on the other side to visit a few and go up a level, and we just walked all the way around. I'm like, where are we going? I feel like this is great. We'll keep going. He's like, just keep walking, man. We're going to the other side. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And then every corner got a chunk taken out so you can see the field.
Right.
It's going to be unbelievable once they get it done. It's going to be pretty bad to the bone.
We went to Allegiant Stadium a couple of seasons ago when the Jags played the Raiders the first time around. And I saw last week that they're already doing $185 million in upgrades because they're going to be hosting the Super Bowl. And so they want to kind of change the facade. And it's just unbelievable.
More suites.
Stuff. Yeah. So maybe the
probably,
Jags,
the more expensive areas they have to add for the Super Bowl.
Corporations are going to eat them up. So
maybe the Jags got a deal, honestly, by the time that they set the stadium as far as the cost
all the
is
pricing.
concerned. Like now it would be even more if they hadn't already decided. All right, so I wanted you to hear from Liam Coen yesterday. This was when he almost got run over by the players when Dickerson got that interception.
Well, I almost got run over. I was crouching kind of right behind the play and almost got stampeded. So I was in a little bit of a state of shock that Dickey was making that play in terms of how the heck did we end up here? No, I was not pleased. No, I'm kidding. It was great to see, like Dickey to be able to go, athletically make a freaking play. I mean, that's great for our team. It's great for our defense. Frustrating for the offense, frustrating for our screen game, but is what it is. And I was excited. Yes.
I think Rick was asking him, you talked about it last year, switching from offensive coordinator to head coach. You found yourself typically cheering for the offense. Like in that moment, are you cheering for the defense? That's why he kind of made the joke of like, no, I wasn't happy.
And you can tell there's a little extra something there when he mentioned like the screen game in general, because that was something that struggled last year and they had to pivot away from that. And that was just such a big part of his offenses down in, especially when he was in Tampa, that screen game, they had the highest percentage of screen ran and it was the most successful in that. And then last year you had to pivot away from that. And so I know that was as a focus this year of getting that going. So in that moment too, it's kind of that you like to see it because you're the head coach and you want to see good things happen on both sides of the ball, but something you genuinely want to see being better on the offensive side of the ball, and that getting shut down is probably not the best thing to see as an offensive-minded coach. But.
Yeah, I don't think it was terrible execution. You didn't block them, so that, I guess it is bad execution. But the idea is you would toss it over that extended hand drop it right in, and now you got your guys in front of you, right? So he just made it. I mean, to me, it's like he just made a great play. Like, he snuffed it out, which was important, and then the way he got to the football. So, as a head coach, no, you don't want that to happen, but at the same time, you're like, that was a heck of a play, man. I mean, what can you do? You can't do anything about that. That's just a guy making a play, and I'm glad he's on our team because hopefully he makes those plays for our defense.
At least he didn't get ran over, because if we're talking about Liam and Kyle Shanahan both having some crazy offseasons.
Yeah, right. All these fractures and stuff. What happened to you, Liam? Oh, I got run over by my
Stampede.
team. Oh, they must really like you.
49ers have their own issues. I don't know if y'all saw.
There's some more
owner has been arrested for a misdemeanor.
But what is the charge? Did they take it?
Something with prostitution. So there's
real nice, Mr. York. Way to represent.
Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, innocent until proven guilty. But
wow.
The practice yesterday, even though they didn't have pads on, I thought it was fun, spirited. We saw at one point in time.
Yeah.
It was right before you got there, Tom, but Parker Washington was jawing with Jordan Lewis. And that type of stuff, both of them are obviously terrific players. And Jordan hasn't been able to participate in as much of the team stuff, so it was cool to get him back and then obviously get Parker back, too. Since that was the first time he participated since last week.
Yeah, it's great. Hey, listen, that guy, we all know how much Parker Washington means to this team, how great of a camp he's had, how a true professional he's been, and to have him back out there. I know his teammate love it too.
Oh, big time.
And then you got to worry now about Jacoby with his whatever
so he
he's
had
got.
a little brace on his hand yesterday. Liam said on Friday night when asked about Jacoby, he said he just jammed it, but he didn't say what he jammed. So I'm assuming maybe a thumb finger or something like that. Hopefully he's perfectly fine, but I would imagine Jacoby's probably not going to participate tomorrow and Wednesday in the joints.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Get him healed up. We know he catches the rock, so we're not that worried. It's like jamming your finger in basketball. You got to put a splint on it, and if you had to play, you could play. You tape it up, but why play if you don't have to?
Exactly. Not going to risk any injury. So, the first team offensive line yesterday and today, Anton Harrison, Emmanuel Pregnon, Robert Hainsey, Ezra Cleveland, Walker Little.
Okay.
And then we'll see,
like
you
it.
said, once
a good
Cole
one.
ends up coming in. All right, let's get to Deshaun Watson, who's been named the Cleveland Browns starting quarterback. We will do that on the other side. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday. Find them online, bigchieftire.com. It's 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Home of the Jaguars fan.
To see the stadium packed tonight was awesome. One of the best game environments I've been in.
This is 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Installed by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Florida's quarterback battle has come to a close with Aaron Philo being named the team starter. Philo is Georgia's all-time leader in high school passing yards, breaking the record once held by Jaguars QB Trevor Lawrence. Head coach John Summerall said he chose Philo because he operated the offense better at the line of scrimmage. For Philo, the position battle was won, but in 12 days, a 12-week battle begins with hopes of earning a spot in the college football playoff for the first time in school history.
If you're getting estimates for replacement windows, do yourself a favor. Get one more. Prosser here. I did, and I was blown away. Cash Building Materials' local team is so experienced, and they know exactly what works for Jacksonville homes at a surprising price. You owe it to yourself to see what they can do before making a decision. Before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
You trusted a medical professional with your care. When that trust is broken, the results can be devastating. Medical error can leave patients and families facing unanswered questions and lifelong challenges. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps you understand and protect your legal rights after medical negligence. No fees unless you recover damages. We're here to help. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
If you can't wait for kickoff, tip-off, or the first pitch, get your Gator fix anytime with a Gator podcast channel. Exclusive Florida Gator content from 1010XL. Set up by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Prosser here. You want to know 3 words you can live by? Job well done. Want to know 3 more? Custom tree surgeons. Those 2 go hand in hand. When summer storms come crashing through or hurricane winds start to blow, Custom Tree Surgeons is always on standby, doing it better than everyone else. No job too big or too small, and always job well done. With Custom Tree Surgeons, call Custom Tree Surgeons or visit them at CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The investment landscape always changing. New rules, new regulations, new opportunities. But at ITP Partners, one thing stays constant, our commitment to your financial future. ITP Partners Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryant, Janice Cobb, Dan Abel, Reagan Wright, and Reed Wingate. Your personalized investment strategy built on trust, transparency, and experience. They're ITP Partners. They're my financial partners for life. Registered representatives offering securities offered through Cetera Wealth Services, LLC, member FINRA SIPC, and advisory services offered through Blue Horizon Equity, Inc.
Attention contractors, stop wasting time dealing with permits yourself. Use PermitRockstar.com. Their permitting platform helps contractors cut permitting delays by up to 80%. Stop waiting and start building with PermitRockstar.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Atomic Manis, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday. If you need any sort of automotive needs, tires, brakes, oil changes, go see my friends at one of the 6 locations around town. The Parman family does a fantastic job. BigChiefTire.com. Is it sad that I've been feeling almost like a little bad for Browns fans over the last 48 hours or so? I watched some of that game on Saturday, and then and Shedeur played pretty well. A few bad decisions, but he would never make those. So, no, we can't reference his decisions like that.
No, not at all.
And then Deshaun Watson gets booed. And look, that shouldn't be surprising to him or to anyone based off of the contract he got, the guaranteed money, the fact that he hasn't been...
The whole storyline of everything.
And then, the off the field. Everything. But even if he didn't have that, it'd be okay if Browns fans were booing him because he hasn't lived up to that contract. So then everyone assumed he might even get cut because of those comments. I never thought that, but I wasn't sure that he'd be named by Todd Monken as a starting quarterback just a day later. So, and that did happen earlier today. So do you think the Jaguars defense, I was thinking about this for last year. They took Joe Burrow out, not for the season, but Joe Burrow missed a significant amount of time. They took Daniel Jones out. He was out for the season. Did Cam Ward
got hurt?
He got hurt in the game, and I don't think he played again because that was their last game. So that's 3 quarterbacks that I could think of off the top of my head that the Jags ended their season. I'm not saying that they were hoping that they end Deshaun's season, but I kind of feel like something like that could happen.
You mean like getting him hurt?
Not trying to hurt him, but just...
No, you should try to hurt him.
Well,
it's
he
okay.
doesn't have a ton of recent experience. He's been taking reps with the 2s in addition to Shedeur taking reps with the 1s. So I just feel like this defense might really get after him.
Good. I hope so. I hope they make his life miserable and bloody him and make him feel terrible. And then we all boo him on his way out, too, because he deserves... Look, the only way the boos stop, Deshaun, is if you play great football.
Yeah.
That's really... And it's kind of sick because not that, everybody won't be booing him, but their own fans will be like, well, he's playing good, so we're going to cheer him on. Maybe we'll forget a little bit about it, but when you don't play well and you got your past and you didn't play up to your contract, of course they're going to boo your ass. Make them not boo you.
And today he's like, I was just emotional. I've been through a lot. I've met so many people in the city.
It wasn't supposed to be towards the fans. I'm like, you literally called the fans disrespectful. I'm like, what are we doing? And that's what, when I say the storyline, it's all of it. You've spent the last 5 years in legal matters, hurt, or sucking. Like, that's what the last 5 years of your football career has been. And you got paid the most guaranteed money by any quarterback ever. And there's like just all of these things that tie into. I remember in the beginning when they were already booing him because of the off the field stuff when he came to Cleveland. And so we do live in a world where we've seen it in other places where if the player's good, fans tend to not. They'll forget some stuff, and there's a lot of examples of that in the NFL. It's unfortunate, but that's the world it is. If you play well, a lot of people will hush a little bit on the other stuff. But you haven't. Like, you haven't been able to stay healthy. You haven't been able to play good. You're a lot of money. I saw somebody put the note the other day of what they'd have. Earlier today, I think it was the Spot Track. Yeah, cutting Deshaun Watson right now cripples the Browns with an $86.2 million dead cap hit for 2027. Yep. And the next closest to that in NFL history was Tua Tagovailoa's, which was 55.4.
Okay.
So that's a lot of money, and it's
way too much.
It's so much money. And so all of those things tied in together is this, you live in this world, you kind of did it also. You got yourself into the situations that started this. Then there's been all these injuries, and then you come back and you just haven't played well, and you talk as if you are still that quarterback that was in Houston however many years ago now at this point, and actually playing decently or good at that point in time.
That's why I'm surprised that Monken named him the starter. I know he has more experience than Shedeur, obviously, but I didn't see anything out of the preseason games, or certainly last year, that I feel like Deshaun still has the ability to play the way he used to.
But we're not at the practices, right? And it's they always say this is the whole body of the work argument. Well, what's more important, the games or the body, practices? Does a good game outweigh a bad week of practice, and vice versa? Does a bad game outweigh a good? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so with all these practices and whatnot. So we're not there for that. I would just think, being a new coach, what do you got to lose? You're probably going to, if neither one work out, you're going to go quarterback next year, and you'll get your quarterback of choice. You're inheriting these QBs. They're not yours. You didn't pick them.
Yeah.
So I would go with the guy that, I would go with Shedeur just for the movement. Move around a little. I know he's not Mike Vick or anything like that, but I'd go with him. Like, what do you got to lose? You can always fall back on Deshaun.
Yeah.
I don't think Deshaun automatically said, oh, wow, we're going to win. You know what I mean? You got a good defense, you still do. You got a good running game, but is he going to be the QB that takes you over the top?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And you have to wonder if the other players on the team, Taylor, like him, right? Like, I don't.
Deshaun.
Yeah, Deshaun.
And that's what, we're not there, so we don't get to see a lot of that, and how players, we've seen other players defend him. I think last year some things were said in the locker room, because I want to say it was actually Myles Garrett who was said something, and everyone kind of made a big deal out of that because he defended him in a way too. But so I don't know that, but what's interesting to me, they start the season on the road. They play the Jags on the road and then the Bucs on the road. How much of this is just throwing Deshaun out there and being like, we don't have to deal with our fans for the first 2 weeks, so go play. And if you play well, you come home and you're 1-1 or 2-0, and fans will quiet down a little bit because you played decently in the first 2 weeks. If you suck in those first 2 weeks, then you come home, we play the Panthers, we put Shedeur in. How much are they just doing that in the sense of almost trying to test him in a sense of can you play to a higher ability? And then we also don't have to worry about the home fans for a couple weeks until week 3, and that buys us some time. That's what I wonder if it's kind of
so you're thinking they're more excited about if Watson doesn't work out, Shedeur coming off the bench, than the other way around, right? They're not going to be like, oh, great, Deshaun's coming, you know? Shedeur, they'll be
but you get a young guy, you're like, okay, there's something here, and we don't have to have
There's another guy on that team, right? Dylan Gabriel, is he still on that team?
And Taylor Green, they drafted him.
That's right, the Arkansas kid, right. Well, I don't know, man. They're
just like last year. They have 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
You know what? Come into Jacksonville week 1 unprepared. We'd really appreciate that.
We love it.
And not ready to go a QB. That's what we are hoping for.
Well, and we saw the Browns lose a player for Alex Wright, their defensive end, so they no longer have Myles Garrett.
They grabbed
Derek Barnett out of Tennessee.
Yep.
Yeah, I say out of
Good
Tennessee.
player.
This is his 10th year in the league.
Yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, but he's one of those that only went to one school, so it's easy to remember at this time.
How short do you think
the leash is?
If he goes in and he throws a couple picks,
please,
in that against the Jags away, do you see a quarterback change then, or do they wait until after the Jags? What do you think?
I would do it at halftime if he comes out and plays poorly.
It's a new coach, so he's got time. You know what I mean? He's not. Again, he inherited this situation, so he's got time to figure that out. So if I'm him, I'm like, I'm not. I'm obviously you want to win now. Everybody wants to win now until you're not going to win, and then you tank and hopefully get a good, draft order spot. But good thing with a brand new coach, you're not. I mean, think about of last year. We were like, yeah, 8 wins would be great here in Jacksonville. They were 4-13. Just give us double the wins. We're happy with that. And then, of course, what happens was way past that. But I do think he's got a little time to figure out. But I can see what I can see what Deshaun first. Like, hey, let's go with him, and we can always go to Shador and see if he can do anything.
Yeah, but if your backup plan is like, oh no, this is bad, here's Deshaun Watson, then fans are probably like, this sucks.
Yeah,
like
great.
that is, cool.
Hip, hip, hooray. Give us Dylan.
Yeah, put Dylan out there.
I mean, in the past, obviously, Deshaun Watson scared you, right? Like, remember the time that
he came in here and kicked our butt.
He took a bus here one time. He couldn't fly with the team because he had something with his lung.
His lung.
He has lung, and then he still beat the Jags that year. No. And so he has obviously been incredibly successful once upon a time.
He beat us with against Trevorville, or what was it, right?
Yeah.
When Trevorville, Trevor Bank.
So 6 years ago now, that was 2020 when he had the 4,800-yard season, 33 touchdowns and 7 picks that year. But in 2020,
and last year, 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah. And they went 4-12 that year. That sucks.
I wonder what he's missing. Like, is his arm not there anymore? Like he was a really, really good QB. I mean, Clemson and early in Houston.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, just the time of not playing. Like, if you don't play that long, does it
deteriorate your?
I mean, does things start
muscles?
to? Yeah. Because you get hurt and you don't play. So you don't play because you get in trouble. So you miss time for that. Then you get hurt and you come back for a little bit. Then you get hurt again. So it's like every time maybe you start actually picking the game back up, you get hurt and you can't be out there because he got hurt last year too. And Shador had to come in and finish the last 7 weeks or whatever it was. So all of that put together, it's not a recipe for a quarterback that people definitely want to spend that money to, but even want to really deal with like being patient for either.
And when you have all the off the field stuff, I've always believed that affects you on the field.
Yeah, mentally.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone hates you is how you feel in that moment. From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures 904-641-1010, he gives them the best chance to lose. This is Deshaun, of course, and get a real quarterback with the first overall pick. So it's certainly possible if they're trying to tank, but the problem is the fan base is going to clamor if he's not playing well, obviously, for Shador.
They're not tanking yet. I mean, they're not going to take it the first week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Monkey's going to want to win. They're all going to want to win.
The year the Jags only won one game, they won the first game. And then they lost the rest. But yeah, obviously here in Jacksonville, it's going to be an environment when Deshaun comes in, he's going to get booed. Like, Jags fans are for sure 100% going to boo him.
Boo him.
But I suppose he's fine with that because that's the opposing fans, not his own fans.
Yeah.
That's definitely a game times like 100 you don't want to lose. You don't want to be the storyline week 1 that loses to Deshaun and the Browns.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah, that would not with
I'm
our
trying not to think about
our
the
D's
negative
gonna be
side
ready.
of things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
By the way, in Gainesville, John Summerall announced the starter with Aaron Philo. It's funny. I feel like these situations are completely reversed. I feel like that's 2 good options in Gainesville, and I feel like in Cleveland, at least as of now, it's 2 bad options. But Philo, gets the start over Tramel Jones at least week 1. I think they needed to. You have to at some point
pick somebody.
Yeah, you have to pick a quarterback, and you're seeing around in college football. We'll get to that later. A lot of different.
It feels like he might be the safer pick right now. More conservative type pick.
I think,
and then you got the backup in Jones, where you're like, okay, we can maybe get him in there, maybe a package or 2. You know what I mean? Kids coming from the OC, they knows the offense a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it's the pick of he is a guy that they can trust, and Tramel's still he's at least had more game action than Tramel has had.
Let me ask you this question. I just thought of it. So, who has more win now pressure? Guy like Monken or a guy like Summerall?
It's a good question.
It is.
I would say Summerall.
I feel like Summerall would if he didn't win this year, you guys would be pretty upset.
I mean,
you're not ready to get rid of him because you got to give him time. But it's like if you went, and I don't want to even throw a number out there because I don't know
6 wins.
Whatever, and you guys would not be happy with that at all.
Yes,
probably get rid of. Maybe not get rid of him. But
I think it's just because he's taking over a program that had talent and was coached so poorly that everyone believes he's got a good roster. They just now have to execute and not make those awful issues.
Yeah, I think that only because I do think the quarterback is such a thing in college football and the NFL. And right now, everybody's the conversation with Cleveland is they don't have a quarterback. And I mean, people are already talking about tanking week 1. Like, that's the world they live in. So I think that if Monken came out and won 6 or 7 games with bad quarterback play, but the defense kept him in some of that stuff, and like you saw Quinshon Judkins develop and like some of those guys, and you saw good things, I think fans would just be like, all right, now go get the quarterback. In Florida, you know, between those two quarterbacks, like Lauren was just saying, the conversation there is the feeling is that you have 2 decent options. You just have to pick one at this point in time. You have a lot of pieces. You bring in Buster Faulkner to come in and help your offense, and it's his guy that he's worked with Philo. So I think the expectations are a little higher, I think, for them, because I do think that the mindset around Florida is this team should have probably been better, and because of coaching they weren't. So how much can coaching affect that?
Just give me a game manager, for crying out loud. Florida's had these explosive athletic quarterbacks from Emory Jones to Anthony Richardson, but a guy like Kyle Trask was so good because he was accurate and he understood the game plan, and it was a great system with Dan Mullen. That's what I hope Aaron Philo can become and like you said, some packages for Trammell too. And in today's day and age, you don't want your backup quarterback to not get any reps, because then they'll end up wanting to transfer. But I feel like they just, at some point, you have to decide for your offensive line, for the skill positions, obviously. Like, you have to give the ball, and for leadership in the locker room, too.
And it's never they're even. You know, someone might do better, a little bit better in the throwing or passing or vice versa, you know, running the offense, seeing it better, you know, knowing the checks better, you know, whatever. It's
just so hard because we don't get access to that.
You can't see it.
Like, we don't get to, I only got to go to the spring game. I don't get to go to the practices, right? And so in the spring game, Trammell looked a lot better than Philo.
Right.
But that's one practice out of a lot.
Well, and now
the
balance, too, is, okay, you just named Philo, but now other teams are going to be like, hey, go get that Trammell Jones kid.
But he can't enter the transfer portal right now.
Right. But if things don't work out for him,
of course, you have to worry about that.
Got to balance that kind of stuff, right?
And who knows, in practice, it could be totally different than in the game, right? And so that's why at least Florida opens up with FAU and then Campbell. And so my guess is we will see Trammell Jones in both of those games. And so, Florida had the great option for 2 quarterbacks when it was Chris Leak and Tim Tebow. Even though pretty much everyone knew what Tebow was going to do, he was probably going to run the ball. But still, like, Chris Leak was the veteran. This time around, though, and Tebow was a freshman, this time around, you have 2 guys that just don't have a ton of experience, which is what makes you nervous. That's for sure. All right, more to do on the other side, including Tom's take. So don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Lauren Brooks here. Game days are back in Duval. This upcoming Friday is one of those. Closets by Design is ready to make your home a championship space. Closets by Design does way more than custom closets, though they do a great job with those too. They can transform your man cave to wow your friends when they come over to watch the games. Schedule your free in-home consultation or a personal tour of their amazing showroom on Phillips Highway by calling 904-878-9393. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, and 18-month financing is available. Go online, find them at closetsbydesign.com.
Helmets and Heels.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
If replacing those old windows has been on your someday list, well, this is the perfect time to make it happen with the end of summer sale at Renewal by Anderson. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th free. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. But this offer ends August 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
It's back to school season. Get a brand new fence from Superior Fence and Rail. For a limited time, get free takedown and haul away of your old fence. A $500 value with your new fence purchase. Offer valid on residential projects of 100 plus linear feet. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie for the farm at Okefenokee. My wife and I and a bunch of friends just got back from the farm, and we had an incredible experience. We toured the regenerative farm, as well as the beautiful handcrafted cabins, and were treated to a fantastic farm-to-table dinner created by Congreve and Penn. Man, was it good. Well, you can learn more at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com. And even hear my interview with farm co-founder Doug Davis to learn even more about this amazing property. That's okefarm.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Multi-unit hair grafting is now available at IHRS and can give you 3 times more hair in one procedure over a traditional hair transplant.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
You can grow your hair back with this exclusive new procedure. Call now for your free evaluation and see if multi-unit hair grafting or PRP can restore your hair. Call 904-777-IHRS.
My bald spots are gone. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS is the only clinic in the Southeast to offer all proven solutions to restore your hair and is now offering multi-unit hair grafting. One procedure, more hair.
You've got nothing to lose but more hair. I feel younger, I look younger, and who doesn't want to feel better about themselves?
This year, grow your hair back. Call for a free evaluation. Call IHRS 904-777-IHRS 777-4477.
Yo, what's happening, football fans? It's your main man, E to the T. And it's almost time to draft your team and kick off another season. This year, take your fantasy football draft party to Twin Peaks, where cold drinks made from scratch food and wall-to-wall TVs make your lodge the ultimate draft day headquarters. Round up your league, grab a table, and get ready for some picks, the rivalries, and the full season bragging rights. Whether you're defending a title or drafting for the first time, start your fantasy season at Twin Peaks. Book your fantasy football draft party at your local lodge today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
By the way, I have a complaint with the TV broadcast on Friday night. You could hear Bees' Duval.
Yeah.
But they didn't show Aaron
never
Beasley,
showed
and they
it.
didn't show you either. Being honored. Come on, broadcast.
Yeah, I don't know. It was on inside the stadium.
I'm sure it was on the Jumbotron. Yeah.
It was
the video
fun.
boards.
Bees was so nervous.
Aw.
I'm like, take a deep breath.
Definitely. Did you guys get to shotgun a beer before?
No, we didn't. But we had plenty after. It was open bar at the suite, so it was good.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we had fun. We actually, we did leave. Like me and my family, we left like third quarter. Like, let's go to Pete's. I'll go to Pete's. Walked in, had a beer, so crowded. I'm like, we gotta go.
Too much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I like it when it's like 5 to 7 or 8. You know, there's people in there, but it's not like wall to wall.
You're shoulder to shoulder
Yeah,
with
you can't
everyone
shoot
trying
pool.
to. Yeah.
You can't shoot pool when everybody's around. So I'm like, let's just beat it.
Yeah, note to self, when the Jags are playing home or away, most places like that are just absolutely jam-packed.
Yeah.
Bricks.
Well, that place is always jam-packed at night.
Well, that's
the
true,
weekends.
too.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Friday,
like-
Saturday,
it's
Sunday.
unreal.
Yeah, Jags. All right, time now for Tom's take.
Right.
Now, Tommy's Takes. Protected by Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com, or dial #law. That's all.
All right, my take on this beautiful Monday afternoon revolves around college football. We heard the story on Friday about the tight end from was Ole Miss. He was trying out for the Browns, although he was on a few different teams. Daquan Wright, the tight end, looks like waived by Cleveland, has a deal in place to go to LSU to be with Lane Kiffin. Obviously, there'll be some money involved, I would imagine. It gets you thinking a lot of different ways, really, because, at the end of the day, when they take the field, it's still going to be football. There'll still be rivalries. I don't know how many people care how they put the team together as long as they're winning the football game. But think about this. So Todd Monken, who we were just talking about, he makes a comment that, yeah, Lane called me, but I didn't return his call. I guess I should have. So is that what could happen? Like, now, granted, this may be a special case. Only so many guys are going to be able to do this. But is Lane going, hey, look, Daquan's probably not going to make your team. We could really use him back here. What do you think about that? You waive him, and if he clears waivers, we'll take him back. I mean, just think of that whole thing. Now, initially, you're like, that's crazy. Like, what? This is ridiculous. You open up a Pandora's box here. Now, the other side of it, to me anyway, I was thinking about it earlier, like, okay, well, the Major League Baseball has a farm system. College football can be like a farm system. I don't know about the back and forth. I don't know if you're going to do that, but it just is wild that today you can sign a contract, sign an agent, because Drew Rosenhaus is his agent, who's brokering the deal back to
LSU
college football. It's just insane. But it's just insane. But at the same time, I get, the loophole is, hey, well, you can't stop them from working. Here's another question, by the way, or getting money, making more money. So
what if a team picks him up on waivers?
Well,
claims him on
then
waivers?
he's screwed.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
If I was a
You'd
petty
go get him.
GM, I would be a petty GM.
Yeah.
And
Me
then
too.
I would 100% sign this kid, so he couldn't go back to
Here's
LSU.
another question. So rookies make $250,000 just about on the practice squad their first year. Does the NFL have to increase that to make sure
those
that
rookie
those
deals.
guys don't go back?
Well, like,
And I don't know how many will be
this,
able to. This is a special type of thing.
Yeah, this is requiring a judge to sign off on it.
Okay,
and
but-
once the class of 22 graduate, well, in theory, they're done. But after this group, there won't be any others that are allowed to do
What
this.
if you leave early and you still you leave after
you have
year
like
4?
you leave after
you
year
still
3
got
or
a year.
4.
You could do that. I mean, now, granted, if you're leaving early, you're probably going to be a high draft pick.
Yeah,
I
the
would
NCAA
imagine.
rules need to state, which I thought they did, that if you have an agent or you make $1 from a professional organization, you are no longer a college student.
Well,
athlete.
he's got Daquan's got the you know what I mean?
Right.
He's got the agent and
so
they've been paying
we're
him,
gonna
not
have
his
to add
contract.
that.
But and obviously you can make money in college now, that we know.
Yeah.
But if you make money from the NFL, you are no longer allowed to participate in college sports.
Yeah.
That to me
It
is
seems simple.
yes.
Yeah, why?
It is
but-
simple.
Well, that
other
was
than
the rule, I
judges.
thought,
Yeah.
but someone found a loophole somewhere in Louisiana.
That's what they're going to have to switch
Other
something.
states
They're going to
are
have
doing
to
it too.
change
Yeah.
wording in contracts.
Yeah.
Because now people have figured this out.
The
So
problem
think-
is
And if
the
you
college
still
students
have
don't a
eligibility,
contract.
yeah. But in the NFL contracts, like because you have to sign even a basic contract to play on, if
You
you're
can't go back to
undrafted and it's a
Unbelievable.
true camp.
Think about this. What's your dream? I want to play in the NFL unless I can make more money in college.
Yeah.
Then I'll
was
hold off on the dream for a year or
Yeah.
so.
It really is insane to me
crazy.
that you're allowing someone to, again, get everything that the NFL offers. The NFL type of recovery is so, I would imagine, better than in college, even though a lot of colleges have stepped up their games, obviously, the last 10 years. But still, what you have in the NFL is the peak. There's nothing better than that. And you get all that, and then for a few months, and then you're like, all right, never mind.
Well,
Going
not
back
only
to
that, you're
college.
competing against guys that are at a
Correct.
higher level than you're going to college. Now, you're
Correct.
getting, if you're Lane Kiffin, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want him. Of
Yeah.
course. He's had all this time with
Yeah,
these
with the
older
NFL
guys.
rosters,
Yeah,
yeah.
heck
Strange
yeah.
going up against Antonio Johnson, right?
Right.
Every
Make you
day.
better.
That absolutely makes you better. And then you go to college. There's no one as good as Antonio
Some
Johnson.
freshman
in
lines
college.
up, and you're like, get out of my way.
Yeah.
You know?
Except that LSU cornerback number 5. He's
Yes.
as good as
Yeah,
Antonio
he might,
Johnson.
Honestly,
he might be able to stop.
Did you see the LSU put a whole video out and it was just him,
Yeah.
by the way? I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh, they were just throwing it at Jaden a little extra.
Yeah.
They were like, he just keeps making plays or something. It's just a whole video of that corner.
The narcissism that's out there.
Narcissism.
That word.
Narcissism.
Narcissism.
No, I don't know what narcissism is.
Narcissism.
Narcissism.
By the way, we
Yes.
have some interesting news out of the
Oh.
AFC South. The Patriots are sending Keyshawn Booty to the Texans for safety Jalen Reed and a draft pick
Really?
via
Wow.
Tom Pelissero.
Wow. Interesting.
That is
He had a nice
surprising.
little run with New England last
He
year.
had 6 touchdowns,
Yeah.
almost 600 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Texans just keep trying to get receivers because they had already added Sterling Shepard and Zay Jones
Mhm.
over the weekend. Now that Jaden Higgins has the torn ACL,
Yeah.
Yeah, what a
And
shame.
So now they must have decided that neither of those guys are really going to help, and so
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
they make
Yeah.
the trade. But Reed is a good safety, so that's the
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
surprises me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Well,
that one's
New England
interesting.
betters their
They want some
defense.
pass catchers, and
Yep.
who maybe they're not hearing the best news of maybe Tank Dell's going to miss more time than they really wanted to. So if you lose the young wide receiver and Tank Dell's not ready, and look, I love Zay. We love Zay here,
Yeah,
but like how much
yeah.
is that adding initially? Keyshawn
Yeah.
Boutte is.
And
And
Reed
6
is-
touchdowns from last year.
and younger and
Yeah.
got some athletic ability. Yeah, it
Reed's
could be
the
good.
second strong safety listed on their depth chart
Yeah.
behind Kalen Bullock. So,
Okay.
yeah, trading some depth, which sometimes
Yeah.
that can make you nervous. That's for sure. All right, we'll keep talking NFL on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010 XL and 2.5 FM.
The kings of the swamp.
Ball's loose at the 38. Gators got it. Wow.
This is Gators head football coach John Summerall. Join Sean Kelly and our broadcast crew as they bring you Gators football all season long.
On Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football, 1010 XL.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Chevrolet is Northeast Florida's truck headquarters. And this month, save more than $15,000 on a new Silverado at Nimnik Chevrolet. 0% financing for 60 months is also available. And no payments for 90 days. With the largest selection of new Chevrolets in the region and the Nimnik Best Price Guarantee, why would you buy anywhere else? Visit nimnikchevy.com or head to the dealership. Great inventory, great prices, and low interest rates. Who really takes care of you? Nobody but Nimnik. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Yeah, I know how awful it is to get injured, but not like my friend Tom, who got rear-ended last year. Tom McMahon is here. Morgan & Morgan can help you. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the nation. 1,000 lawyers, 100 offices across the nation, and over $30 billion recovered. And guess what? They don't get a single penny unless you do. A proven track record with backup. Hard to find these days, but not with Morgan & Morgan. For the people, that's right. Get injured due to someone's neglect, get paid. Dial Pound Law or check out forthepeople.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Southwest Greens is the OG of artificial turf in North Florida. Stop mowing and start chipping or putting or just relaxing with a beautiful backyard, maintenance free. Log on to southwestgreens@jacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
I'm Rick Ballou. Something big is coming September 2nd. DraftKings Game Day arrives with massive deals, exclusive deals, and an all-day celebration for sports fans. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in all 50 states, including right here in Florida. One app, every sport. DraftKings Game Day is the kickoff of a new season, a new era. Remember the date, September 2nd. New DraftKings customers sign up with the code 1010XL, spend $5 and get $200 in rewards within 21 days. That's code 1010XL in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo. Nationwide based on sportsbook predictions and free-to-play sports contest availability varies by state.
The Golf Club at Southampton is super excited for what's next, and that's brand new greens and plenty more to add to your golfing experience. While renovations are underway, you can still come out, hit the practice area, and keep your game sharp. Plus Thursday night's trivia, always fun, and music on Friday nights on the patio. Check it all out at golfsouthampton.com or their Facebook page. Membership opportunity right now where you can take advantage of a great deal before the renovation is complete. Call 287-PLAY and check out the latest from the Golf Club at Southampton.
Elbow pain, whether acute or chronic, can make it difficult to do normal activities like playing sports, doing household chores, or even sleeping comfortably. Dr. George Barry here, and no one wants to deal with pain without solutions on how to feel better. We've all heard of tennis and golfer's elbow, but there's plenty more that can cause pain, like osteoarthritis, muscle tears, and nerve entrapment. All are treatable at Barry Orthopedics. Getting you back to full health is our mission, and there's a number of different treatment options we can offer. Call us today or visit barryorthopedics.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
The Jaguars did lose on Friday night to the Panthers 34-17, but I would say that when 37 players don't play for one side, that does make it a little lopsided. But you know what? Let's do it again. Jaguars play host to the Bucs this Friday night, and we've got a pair of tickets to go to the preseason game. You can be right there in all the action this, not just Friday night, but also all season long. The Jaguars are playing in Jacksonville. I know most people who listen to 1010 are well aware of that, but I have had conversations with people that legit asked me, like, so where do the Jags play this year? It is Jacksonville. It's not Orlando until 2027. And then, of course, right back here in the Stadium of the Future in 2028. So if you want to go to this Friday night's game, be call number 3, 641-1010, call number 3.
Yeah. And just, look, I mean, there's only 42,000?
I think
Don't sell your tickets to the other team, man.
Were there any Panthers fans?
I don't think.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't really look around and see if there were, but it didn't seem like there were a lot of Panther fans. That's how it should be. It should be majority Jag fans. That's your stadium. And it's cool. I mean, it's intimate and cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, the Cranes are a little weird, but whatever.
If the Bucs fans show up this Friday night, will they boo Liam Coen?
I'm sure they're not really. I'm hoping there's a little chippiness between the two teams come tomorrow and
Wednesday.
Yeah, just there's a little bad blood between.
Oh yeah,
the
I'm sure there's a little
organizations.
saltiness from those fans for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so. If it happened in reverse, Jags fans would feel the same way.
Yeah.
If their coach left and then came back and then never mind, all of that went on, you would have that same feeling. But that's fine. It does add a little something extra between different teams. I mean, you have your in division rivalries, but it's always fun to have other ones because of whether it's players or coaches or whatever the case may be. A game that certain games sometimes build some rivalries between teams. So the rivalry jerseys are coming out too.
The Bucs fans, I think, were, yes, a little annoyed at Liam Coen, but I think they were more upset that Todd Bowles wasn't fired so that Liam Coen could be their head coach.
Yeah.
Because when you have a really good play caller, and they obviously had lost Dave Canales, he became the head coach of the Panthers. And then the same thing happens with Liam. And so when you have a really good play caller, you want to keep that person. And they don't necessarily love Todd Bowles and things that have gone on.
Yeah, and they were pretty mad on how it went down.
Yeah.
It went down the way it went down. I mean, there's not much you can do about it, and he did it the way he wanted to do it, and we're
he
glad
said
to
no
share.
because Trent Baalke was still in office, and then he
That
said
changed.
it. Yeah.
Right, but right.
Yeah.
And
And then
Tampa
Trump-
made him a big offer. He said yes, and then he
But
didn't
then-
tell him no until a little bit later.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's because I think too initially Bucs fans were like, he hit on 2 play callers back to back. So I honestly don't think they were it sucks because you liked Liam, but I don't think they were devastated at the time because they had already hit on back to back offensive coordinators and their offenses. Canales and then Liam. And so I think in their mind they were like, oh, we'll just get another good play caller and then you have Baker Mayfield and you have all these weapons and it'll be fine. And then the way that it went down made them upset. And then as time went and it didn't work with the new play caller, then the other stuff probably started to come into it. But yeah, I'm sure there's a little bit of saltiness from Bucs for sure.
Yeah, it's all good.
Fans,
all
not
part of the deal. All
I
part
don't know
of
about the
business.
players. Baker's made comments on it too. He's kind of joked and thrown jokes towards Liam Coen about abandoning them.
It's not like Vita Vea is coming in going, man, I'm going to wreck your
Yeah.
offensive line because I don't like that Liam guy. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any of that.
I think he just enjoys wrecking offensive.
Yeah,
lines.
He's a wrecker. He's a wrecker. He's a home wrecker.
I
for
wasn't
sure.
watching Eagles Patriots on Saturday, but in their preseason game, I don't know if y'all saw, but the former Jaguar running back Jaquindon Jackson, who now plays for the Eagles, in the very first play on the opening return, he ended up getting knees knocked into his head. Ended up getting stretchered off.
Yeah.
Oh man,
he was
I didn't
out.
know that.
I mean, out cold for
Yeah.
a second. It was scary.
Wow.
Thankfully, he was released later on Saturday, and so he rejoined the team Saturday night. But it was a scary moment
Yeah, that
at
is
that point in
scary.
time for him. And then also the Patriots punter, Bryce Behringer, ended up getting injured seriously enough that they have to bring in another punter.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
What happened?
I didn't get to see, and I
Oh, the
tried
knee
to
to the
find.
head?
But I guess punters, people don't care as much about punters as they do as other positions, so I never saw any video. But yeah, he apparently he did get hurt.
Maybe making a tackle or something or trying to do something.
someone's coming back out.
That's certainly a possibility. Can you imagine? I always bring it back to Jacksonville. Can you imagine if Logan Cook was injured and Liam Coen had to say seriously enough that we'd have to bring in another punter? We would freak out.
First of all, Logan will kill you, man.
I
So I'm
know,
not worried
Logan.
about him getting hurt ever. There's nothing. He's he can't ever get hurt.
That is true.
Yeah.
The 49ers activated George Kittle off PUP, so that's good news for him. He's expected to play.
They need
against
some
the
good news
Rams.
over there.
Yeah, in week 1.
Yeah.
We already talked about the owner. We're not going back down that road with Jed York. You can Google it yourself. Raiders running back Ashton Genty suffered an ankle sprain, but it was originally being reported that it was an ACL. So ankle sprain, he'll obviously be able to return. We'll just see how long that takes. And then we had a trade yesterday. The Saints sending linebacker Deion Jones to the 49ers in exchange for running back Zamir White. Wonder how many more trades we'll get to see.
Well,
like Taylor said earlier, there's one with the AFC South.
Yeah, Kamara is injured, right? He's got the MCL.
Yes.
Yep, Alvin.
Alvin Kamara will miss a little bit of time, which just means ETN/Achan will get more of the
another
work.
shot. And that's with the Ashton Genty, the situation was wild because it seemed at first that it was going to be bad, like the way the original reports came out. So this is fantasy football world, but the fantasy football world was in like a roller coaster over the weekend because when it happened initially, you were seeing videos come out of people who just had their drafts like earlier that day or the day before, drafting Ashton Genty super high, and then you get that news and you use your first round pick on him and they're freaking out. So then for the next like day waiting for the news to come out, he started dropping and people were like getting him in like as like the player 60 and he's going like top 10, 12, something like that. And so then all these players are getting him at like all these people are getting him at like player 60 and then all of a sudden it's an ankle sprain and so he'll be back sooner than what people initially thought. But that's why number one, I never draft this early when I do my fantasy leagues. Wait until all of the preseason is over because you never know we've seen so many injuries through the beginning of camp and preseason now also that's the fantasy world, but it does affect a lot of those people. People put a lot of money in some of those leagues.
Yep.
But yeah, and then so at least it wasn't worse because that's not what the Raiders want to see right now.
Yeah, no, it's funny. The fantasy got the people. They're just
they're a special
wild.
breed.
They are. They go crazy for. I mean, they're probably upset that Travis is going to play more corner than wideout. Because he's not going to give them the points that they need.
There are some
to win
people
the
that are so obsessed with their fantasy leagues. I'm like, do you even know who won the game? Like, as far as like when you were actually watching the game? No, care
Some
way more
probably
about care way more about the players. Per Ryan O'Halloran, Tony Baselli has been named to the NFL competition committee, the 12-person group that proposes playing rule changes or new rules to owners.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So there you go.
So we got the full terms, by the way, from Albert Breer. So the Texans will get Kayshon Boutte, and the Patriots are getting safety Jalen Reed, and then a 7th round from 2028.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, they had to do something.
Yeah.
To replace. It's such a shame for that young kid.
Yeah, Higgins.
Yeah, he's a good player, or promising anyway. I know it's the hate attack. I know, but I never like seeing guys get hurt like that because you never know if they come back. It could be over. Even a simple ACL could ruin it all. You know what I mean? You don't want that.
No, I hate the season-ending ones this early. Too.
Yeah.
Like that's just you've put on so much time and effort, and then
just one little
to
thing.
not even get to play in one game that matters.
Not even one game, exactly. All right, Taylor's Tangent awaits on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Who are you? I am the architect. I created 1010XL. A world I've been waiting for you. Where anything is possible. 1010XL.
Problems, pick Porter. When you need a lawyer, pick smart. PickPorter.com. DUI, pick Porter. Divorce, pick Porter. Criminal or injury law, pick smart. PickPorter.com. Problems, pick Porter. When you need a lawyer, pick smart. PickPorter.com.
It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Storm season is here, and at JEA, we're on it. We work year-round to strengthen our electric, water, and sewer systems, making them more storm-resistant. Trees are trimmed around power lines to help reduce outages caused by falling debris. Plus, our online outage map and the MyJEA app make it easier than ever to report and monitor outages. So no matter what this storm season brings, we're ready to respond, restore, and keep you informed every step of the way. Learn more and see how you can prepare at JEA.com.
Get all the football you can handle. Wow. High school, college, NFL.
First Coast Football Friday.
With Hayes Carline, Ryan O'Halloran, and Rick Ballou. Installed by Cash Building Material and the law offices of Jason K.S. Porter.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, Therefore, no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, poker fans, catch all the action at Best Bet.
Exciting tournaments, thrilling promotions, and over $550,000 paid out this month.
Big weekend winnings, progressive jackpots at select table games, and daily high hand promotions at all Best Bet locations.
And don't miss the GoPo 400 with a $40,000 guarantee at Orange Park, plus the kickoff of the $100,000 guarantee stack at St. Augustine.
Get all the details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This football season, stop tailgating in a parking lot. Upgrade to your own private rail car at River City Railway. Entertain clients, party with friends, or create unforgettable family traditions. And River City Railway is just steps from the stadium. Full-size rail cars with AC, flat-screen TVs, private restrooms, outdoor entertaining spaces, and parking passes. Everything you need for the perfect game day. Visit rivercityrailway.com and reserve your rail car before they're gone.
Birthdays, anniversaries, and graduations happen year-round. That's why it's good to have Coen Flowers on hand to send that floral arrangement. With a simple click, call, or showroom visit. This is E.T. Make Coen Flowers your go-to when you need to send love.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's New York Pizza. If dinner seems expensive, come grab a pizza that's hot, fresh, and affordable. Feed the whole family without spending a ton. Tony D's New York Pizza. Easy, quick, and always a good call.
I'm Olivia Brooks with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Jags linebacker Josh Hines-Allen spoke after yesterday's practice. He said he's focused on what's ahead. Head coach Liam Coen says he senses Allen's readiness and excitement for the new season to get started. Coen's strategy to place starters in practice and younger players in preseason games makes tomorrow's joint practice a last chance to see veterans on the field before regular season kicks off September 13th. It's 95 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
We used to taste that Chattanooga freight. Couple of kids in a Chevrolet. Catch a little air when we cross the tracks. Sipping on something from a paper stack. You hang your shirt on.
Sometimes you just need a little Morgan Wallen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And today's a Monday, so yeah, a little pick-me-up. Even though it's a slower song, it's still a great song. I love this song.
Yeah, he's great.
He is good.
I do like him. He's got some good tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you think a little, you know. Like, I had some help. One of those.
I don't know if that makes you help, but or if that makes you think, but yeah.
I was thinking about
Sometimes
that
you need
last
good
week
friends.
when we were at the Jacksonville Tattoo Convention and we were talking to Bert and he was saying, you know, back in the day, like couches would be thrown off of roofs
Right.
and da-da-da. And I
Yeah.
immediately thought of Morgan Wallen because
Yes.
he infamously got
Threw a chair
Yeah.
outside of off of Chiefs, which is Eric Church's place. Which
You're lucky you didn't hit nobody.
yeah.
That's lucky.
I've been to Nashville 3 times, but since I went the first time, which was over 10 years ago now, like almost 15 years ago now, they have had so many of the singers' bars open.
Yeah. Right,
Like I've been to a
Aldean's.
few. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been to Aldean's and I've been to Miranda Lambert's and I've been to quite a few, but still now there's, I feel like 20 or 25 or more than that. And there used to only be a few. I want to say Alan Jackson, AJ's might have been the first one.
Okay.
Kid Rock is another one.
has one.
Kid Rock has
Yeah,
one.
so
He's
they
got a
have
cool one.
Brett, it's the red one. We went to the one in Vegas,
Like
too.
Shelton.
But like Shelton.
Oh, Shelton.
Yeah. Yes.
Right.
I was thinking Redhead at first,
I
but
was
then I
like,
got
yeah.
you. Yeah, the song Red. Yeah, but I have never been to Morgan Wallen's or Eric Church's. There's a ton of them. So
Yeah.
sounds
I
like
haven't
I
been
need
to
to
those
go
ones
back.
either.
More places for that talent to perform.
Exactly.
You know?
What I tell people, what I love about Nashville is it can be a Tuesday at 1 p.m. and you can hear some of the best singers. Like
They sound just like
they sound
the
so good,
originals.
right? And you're like, how are you not on the radio yet?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you're
But then you go to the next bar and
Right.
all three levels have three
The
more
same.
people.
Yeah.
You're
You're like,
yeah.
this is insane.
Yeah.
We're all incredible.
And our Jacksonville music scene is great.
Oh, yeah.
But on a Tuesday at 1 p.m., you're not going to find live music in Jacksonville.
No, you're
No,
not.
I don't think so.
Which I'd like us to get to that point at some point in time.
Downtown will one day. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Riverside might. Somebody might be strumming a guitar on the corner somewhere down in Riverside, you know?
I mean,
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
maybe. I feel like
In the shade.
With a cup.
Saturdays and Sundays, we're getting better at getting like
Playing the horn.
to daytime music, but we still need more of that. We
Yeah.
still need to
Oh,
be
yeah.
able to go to a bunch of places Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and have daytime music and obviously
Well, you
nighttime
need a
music later.
walkable, place, right?
Sure.
You get some of that, right? In 5 Points and all that, but
Yeah.
you need more.
We're demanding of this.
Yes.
We need more
More
downtown.
live music.
All right, from this to Taylor's Tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
So I've got two other college football notes. We just talked a little
Right.
bit about when it all of the wildness when it comes to players going back and playing college football now. Well, Dan Lanning had some words to be said about it. And I love Dan Lanning. He's just so passionate in everything he says. And so his quote about it was, you're a professional now. Once you declare for the draft, so to let any of those players come back, fair or unfair to them, it's unfair to the sport. And I think it's unfair to the players that are on the current teams for those guys to be coming back. And so I like that because he's thinking at it at both levels. And so maybe the player feels like he could make more money, or he should have had, he does have another year of eligibility, or whatever the case may be. I'm sure there's different circumstances, but he's pretty much also arguing in the sense of now there's already players on this roster that they've gone and they've recruited, or they've hit the portal and transferred here. So you coming back from the NFL is now taking opportunity from some of these guys that were loyal to this program or had already made the decision to come play for, in this circumstance, Coach Lanning. But it's getting out of hand, and it's going to be interesting because, to your point, Lauren, when it comes to the eligibility, the ending of all of the COVID year and that stuff is coming to wrap. So we're not going to see that longevity happen as much as at least many, and the rule is 5 years. So you have 5 years to figure it out. But now I think they're going to have to add some sort of legal terms in NFL contracts that if you sign a contract or you play in a OTA or a mini camp or something, you've now declared into the NFL, and you cannot go backwards in that sense unless a world comes to where it's more of like a G League or
Like a farm system.
Yeah, farm
almost.
I
system
don't think
type
the
thing.
NFL cares. Like
Yeah.
Daquan Wright, I don't think that's any skin off Todd Monken's back.
Yeah.
Like, the really good players are not going to leave the NFL to go back to college.
Well,
So that's
here's
why
the question.
I don't know if the NFL cares
So
that
if
much.
he's not going
But the
to, let's
Players
just say
Association-
he's going to make. Let's say he's going to make the 53. He's going to get paid $885K his rookie year in the NFL. Does he still try to go back? Or is it because he gambled on himself and he's not going to get that? He's maybe going to only get 250.
Yeah.
Let's go back
now he
because
goes
I can
back.
take my ball and go home and make more money. I think that's like the gut of it, where everyone's
Yeah.
like, that just doesn't feel right. You take a gamble, it's okay, man. Go for it. We wish you nothing but the best. Well, it's not going to really work out. So can I come back? No. You know what I mean? The answer is no. You can't. You
Yeah.
can't come back because of all those reasons. that you
But
just
their
read off.
argument is I can improve my standing if you allow me to return.
Well, you shouldn't have left in the first place. Someone gave you a bad bit of information that you were going to go higher in the draft, that you were going to make it in the NFL. Who knows what it was? I don't know. I don't know. It's and again, I know there's the attorneys out there going, well, but you're saying that the kid can't make more money. Like, how can you deny that person to not go back and make more money? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. The answer is like you can, I guess.
Yeah, the answer is the
legally.
government's more powerful than the NCAA.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the players, this one is a specific player that pops out, not that went to the NFL and back, but that is now in his 7th year in college football, Max Johnson. Yeah. So Max Johnson now is playing for Georgia Southern. He started his career in 2020 playing for LSU. Spent 2 years at LSU, 2 years at Texas A&M, 2 years at North Carolina, and is now playing at Georgia Southern in his 7th year in college football, which is absolutely insane. So a few of those, he does have the COVID year, so that gives him an extra, and then he did have multiple season-ending injuries, allowing him to use multiple red shirts. So now he just keeps going.
Yeah, you can't do that. That's the whole point of that Protect College Sports Act as far as that 5 years of eligibility total.
That's unfortunately, that's part of the journey.
Yeah.
Some guys get hurt and you don't play anymore. It's just the nature of the game. You know, you can't, too bad. I'm sorry you got hurt. I would have loved to play 15 years in the league. I would have. I'd love to play forever. But I didn't. You can't. You can't. That's part of the getting hurt is part of it. I'm sorry you lose a year.
It's interesting. Where were the court systems when guys were not able to transfer from, as many times as they wanted to 10 years ago?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And for valid reasons at times.
Right.
It's like family sickness. They just wanted to go back and be close to mom, and they sometimes they would get approved for it, but then they'd have to sit a year.
Right. It has to sit a year.
Why didn't
That's
they
the
sue
deal. That's
back
the deal.
then and say,
I
don't want to?
Maybe they never have read the contract.
There was no contract.
Yeah, they weren't making money yet.
All they got was a scholarship, and so
Well, there's a contract. You sign a contract with the school.
what is it, like half a page?
I didn't read it, so I couldn't tell you if it's a half a page or 50 pages.
Yeah, now I'm guessing they're much more intricate because
They are,
it's
and
money
nobody
and
reads it.
5 years of eligibility
Sign
and
here,
when the
okay.
portals are, and you can go to the NFL if you want to, but make sure you come back.
They're looking at the check.
Yeah.
What's contract? Yeah, you want to read through it? Nah.
No, I'm
Nah,
good.
I'm looking at this
I see
check.
dollar signs.
I'm happy with the check.
Money, 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 money. All right, that's a wrap on Taylor's Tangent, but let's give some lunch away.
Yes, we have free lunch for 2 to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 3, you get free lunch to Chick-fil-A. And the new fall menu items do start. So we have the chicken and waffles starting, the new cold brew coffee that they have, and the s'mores milkshake. All are out and about today at all the Chick-fil-A locations. So swing by, get some free lunch, but also make sure you get yourself one of those s'mores shakes too.
Very nice. So Tom's take was on college football. Taylor's Tangent was on college football. Will Lauren's Lane, involve college football? The answer awaits you when we return. 1010XL 92.5 FM.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
I think you're not suited for this job.
Mornings.
In addition to being incompetent, you threaten my reputation, and not just today.
On 1010XL.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Chick-fil-A has a brand new seasonal menu item for fall, and you're not going to want to miss out on this. Chicken and waffles is officially on the menu at Chick-fil-A for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They've taken the original Chick-fil-A chicken, put it on a maple-infused waffle with honey butter along 3 slices of bacon. It comes with a side of maple syrup for the perfect finishing touch. It's basically a chicken sandwich where the waffle takes the place of a bun. A smaller portion for breakfast or the regular size for lunch and dinner. Try chicken and waffles now for a limited time only at Chick-fil-A.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience a lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
Big Chief Tire Monday on Helmets and Heels.
This is Patrick Malarkey. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist did a PRP treatment on my knee, which was absolutely painless, and now I feel fantastic.
David Garrard here, and PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is still working well for me. When I needed professional orthopedic care, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. My knees thank me every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Frank Frangie here. I've been telling you about Stanley Pools for years. But you know my favorite thing about this family-owned company? They take such good care of my pool. All I have to do is relax and enjoy it. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and their weekly maintenance makes owning a pool effortless. You can trust Stanley Pools to build your pool or upgrade it. They've done both for me. Call 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
If you love the Jags, if you crave the NFL, we make a show for you. It's Jaguars Today with experts and insiders. Locked down by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Lauren Brooks. Here's one more reason to go to Big Chief Tire. When you buy tires, you're automatically enrolled in their Extra Mile program, giving you ongoing benefits like $10 off every oil change, free tire rotation, free air checks, and more. It's Big Chief Tire's way of rewarding local customers with real savings long after the sale. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com to learn more about their Extra Mile program today.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch.
Can't write one song that's not about you.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dollar, Jay Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this Big Chief Tire Monday. A couple Jaguars notes I wanted to make. The Jaguars did sign a new defensive tackle after waiving cornerback Devin Marshall, who got hurt in the game on Friday night. Always tough to see that happen. And then, so the new defensive tackle's name is Tommy Aking-Basote. Aking-Basote. And interested to see.
He was a undrafted rookie last year, I think. Is that right? Went to a couple different teams, spent the offseason with the Bills. I think I read that.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, yeah, good for him, man. Gets a chance to at least.
He was drafted by the Cowboys in the 7th round of the 2025 NFL draft.
Okay.
So picked 247th overall.
Okay.
Then he spent time last season on the Panthers practice squad and, yes, the Bills practice squad, and has spent the majority of the offseason with Buffalo.
Yeah, good. Hey, man, get an opportunity at least to get on that practice squad.
Yeah.
Show. It's a big week for a lot of guys, man. I mean,
Big
massive,
time.
massive
I know. I
week.
feel like Amir Abdullah and Joey Aguilar and Trevor Pena.
Yep.
I cannot
Huge.
ever say Trevor.
Yep.
I feel like they said, hey, please, I deserve a chance to make the practice squad, if not the 53-man roster. Obviously with the Quint Allen's injury too, the soft tissue injury there.
Moves
if he's
everybody
not,
up.
if he's not ready week 1, it kind of feels like Amir Abdullah could be on this team.
Yeah,
It does.
interesting what Liam said after the game. It was all about, can you pick up the pass pro?
Yep.
That's what
Pass
LaQuint's
protection,
going to do. Can we find the guy that can do that? So that's what if I'm a running back and I heard that, I'm like, ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
working on my block protection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going
Absolutely.
to do something extra.
Still no pass breakups or like interceptions, turnovers, takeaways. It feels like maybe they need the starting frontline guys to get those, but certainly let's hope that those continue. All right, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
I am going to talk a little college football, but first, college soccer. Yesterday,
come on.
there was a record crowd there in Gainesville as Florida played host to number 3 Florida State. It kicked off at 2 p.m., I told you, on SEC Network. And locked and loaded, thinking, though, FSU, the defending national champions, were probably going to come in and make easy work of Florida. However, that is not what happened. So Florida gets on the board first. A girl named Kyra Taylor scores. Then FSU has a one-on-one chance with Florida's keeper, and the keeper stops it. So it remains 1-0 in the first half. Then Kyra Taylor scores again for Florida. It is now 2-0. And then Florida ends up having a girl who's new to the team, Montaline Diamond. She scores on a one-on-one. So that's how it's done, FSU, by the way. She made this insane move where she got the keeper. Basically, she broke the keeper's ankles. And then put it in. So it was 3-0. And then starting to feel pretty good. And then FSU scores. So it's 3-1 with still about, I want to say, like 15 minutes left.
Okay.
But Florida able to hang on. And so, yeah, it was the final 3-1. It's the very first year that Florida's head coach, Nick Zimmerman, is at the helm. So Florida started the season with a loss to UCF. So then I think people were like, oh, Florida's not going to be any good. And again,
Florida soccer.
But Florida had a 2-0 lead of UCF, but then ended up losing 4-3 that game. But yeah, was able to get the win. This is insane to me. This was Florida's first win against Florida State in soccer, women's soccer, since 2015.
Wow.
2015. Florida used to be the creme de la creme once upon a time.
They were.
We won the national championship in 1998. And then we're really good under Becky. I know it's been a minute, but
back to 98.
Yeah, that's our only title. But we were really good there under Becky Burleigh for quite some time.
Okay.
And then she left. We had a different coach last couple years, and then she got run off for, like I said, this guy Nick Zimmerman, who was at Mississippi State, ended up bringing 7 girls from Mississippi State to Florida that transferred.
Little Signetti.
Exactly. It was awesome too after Florida wins, and like I said, that for them a record crowd is over 1,600 people, right? He skips over, the head coach skips over to and you couldn't really see the fans during the broadcast because the way that the cameras are, but he skips over. They've got the cameras on him at this point, and he just starts doing the Gator Chomp, super emotional. It was awesome. Because again, you've got an unranked team, first year head coach, and you take down the defending national champions. It was also Florida's first win against a top 10 opponent since 2017. So it's been a while.
How many games do they play?
That's a good question. I would imagine I don't know. I'd have to check their schedule.
21.
Oh, no, definitely more than that.
31.
Yeah, they've already played 3 and the season just started last week.
41.
I'll check. I will check and see.
Somewhere in that 30 to 40 range, maybe. 25 to 40? 25 to 35.
Let's see. How many NCAA soccer games in a season? 25.
Oh.
Is about the the range between
before the
18 and
tourney, of
25.
course.
Yeah, before the SEC tournament, and then
all the tournaments.
Exactly. But yeah, it was a fun day, and even my parents who are in Montana on vacation, they were watching on their phone.
They're so funny. They're so
I think
cute.
they forgot about
They're
it,
up
and
in
then
the
I
mountains.
texted.
On vacation.
Oh yeah.
Look at that Billy going on.
They did see some bears.
They've seen a black bear and a grizzly bear so far. Thankfully, the grizzly bear, they saw that in a car.
Wow,
but
that is so
the
cool.
Rangers did have to close down one of the trails there in West Glacier, Montana, because of the grizzly bear. Glacier.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with them.
No, you do not. All right, to college football we go. We already discussed Aaron Philo will be the week 1 starter for John Sumrall's group. And then Alabama named its starting quarterback. It'll be Keelan Russell. He was a blue chip recruit from the class of 2025. Tennessee's quarterback will be a true freshman.
Wow.
Faison Brandon.
All right.
Yes. Although I found this kind of funny. The Knoxville News had this information, and they said, a source confirmed. The source requested anonymity because no official announcement has been made.
Oh.
That's why if you're John Sumrall, you go ahead and announce who your starting quarterback is before the
People
scuttlebutt.
starts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be
wandering.
the rumors. Exactly.
Is it Faison, like Faison?
Faizon.
Z,
Yeah,
okay.
Faison Brandon won that job. And then we've got college football starting Thursday, but the games that we'll care about start on Saturday. So noon over there in Dublin, we've got TCU versus North Carolina. The what is it? North Carolina named veteran transfer Billy Edwards Jr. as its starting quarterback.
Okay.
And then that'll be against, of course, TCU. This I found interesting. TCU's starting quarterback, Jaden Craig. He is the all-time passing leader at Harvard.
Really?
So I feel
Wow.
like
Smart guy.
Yeah, I feel like TCU with Jaden Craig, they've been excited since he got on campus. Of course, TCU's quarterback Josh Hoover transferred to Indiana, so that's why they lost their guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested for that. And then other quarterback news: FSU not releasing a depth chart, by the way. Mike Norvell said, but FSU's quarterback we already know, Ashton Daniels. This is who they'll face against New Mexico State: 6'3", 225-pounder named Trey Hedden. He transferred from Furman, where over 2 seasons he threw for 4,734 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Wow.
So one of the better quarterbacks, but that's at the FCS level.
Yeah, and in 2 seasons.
Over 2 seasons, yes. I made sure
Divide it
to
all by 2.
Yes, I made sure to
Okay.
note that it was 2
yeah.
seasons. But
Still
yeah, so
good.
we've got that North Carolina TCU at noon, and then New Mexico State at Florida State will kick off at 7:00.
You know a famous New Mexico State alum? Do you? No, maybe it's not New Mexico State. It's University of New Mexico. Where did Urlacher go? He went to New Mexico State, didn't he, or New Mexico? He was returning kicks in college.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Brian Urlacher was
He
returning
was not
kicks.
New Mexico State.
Yeah,
he was
that's
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
He was the Lobos.
Okay.
Yeah.
hmm
I don't. Let's see.
Yeah,
Famous.
wow.
Yeah, that
New
was-
Mexico State.
How'd you get to New Mexico? He'd be like in the port. I mean, you kidding me? He'd be like,
Oh, he
going to
would
Ohio
have been hitting the
State,
portal
getting
now.
like
Would have
$15
been getting
million a year.
paid eventually. I did see South Florida named the LSU transfer, the Michael Van Buren, their starter too. USF.
USF.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because they lost their quarterback to Auburn and Byron
yeah.
Brown. Yeah. I quickly Googled.
It's going to be hard to keep up with all these.
Yeah, no
transfers.
kidding.
Famous New Mexico State alumni and
New Mexico State?
yes, New
Okay.
Mexico State. So there's a former senator, there's an astronaut, and then there's an NBA player, Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam.
Awesome.
That's
I-
state.
Yeah,
Yes,
the state.
that's
Yeah,
New
New Mexico State. Huh.
So I would say not that famous.
No.
No offense to them, but I'd
Yeah,
say
right.
the Lobos are probably
Okay.
more famous.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the next game for the Florida Gators in women's soccer will be against JU there in Gainesville, and that is this Thursday at 6 p.m. So normally I
Okay.
cheer for our local teams, UNF and JU, when they take on powerhouse teams, but I have to cheer for the Gators.
Do we have any really big games the first week? This
Of
weekend?
college week
Yeah,
zero,
like a big.
I
I don't
just
know,
gave you the biggest ones.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
So not really.
The other ones, I can tell you the other games that are
The
on
Fighting Bill
Saturday.
Belichick's. That's what you got to watch.
Exactly. So noon
Great.
for
Can't
you
wait.
and your schedule, Tom. Noon and 7 p.m. are the only games you have to pay attention to this Saturday.
Okay.
North Carolina TCU, and then FSU playing host to New Mexico State. The other games are San Jose State at USC at 3, Jacksonville State at North Dakota State at 5:30, Sacramento State at Eastern Michigan 6:30, and Memphis at UNLV also at 7. So you're not going to watch probably any of those. Actually.
No. No, most likely not. I'm looking at Miami, Stanford at 9.
That's on Friday.
Oh, that's
Yes,
Friday?
That's Friday. Yeah, I was just going over the Saturday.
Oh,
games.
I got you.
But yes, Stanford's not very good, so I would expect
Yeah.
Miami to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, they should.
But I'll be fine if they lose. Personally, get a little Alabama, Florida State
throw an
upset
L
to
at 'em.
start.
Yes, that. So yeah, Miami Stanford kicks off at 9 on Friday.
Okay.
Will you be awake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Get a
If it started at 10,
calculator real quick.
if it
Maybe
started
not.
at 10, then maybe not.
Right.
But you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the Jaguars losing to the Panthers. Tom, you were there. Did you feel like they lowered any expectations for you, that back half of the roster?
No, I mean, listen, those are, most of those guys aren't going to be here. That's just the reality of it. Most of those old linemen that you saw play, they won't be on the team, Some guys will, obviously, the wide receivers, they play good.
Yeah,
you know?
like a Ray and Lane was out there.
There's plenty of
certainly,
guys that'll
yeah.
be on the team.
two rookie
but-
receivers
yeah,
still
which they looked good.
Yeah, but I don't know. The first half was pretty boring. I hate to say it, but it was.
20-6 down at the half both weeks
Yeah.
so far.
And granted, again, it doesn't, to me, it's like one team has their starters. I don't know. As a guy watching,
Yeah.
I'm like, because you can't, good that they did for Carolina, right? Okay, so you scored some points. Great. You did against our second team. What did that really do for you? I don't know. Maybe something.
Yeah.
But for me, as a consumer watching, it did jack, you know what, for me. Like
Well, especially when you hammer the depth of a team. That's what other teams are going to be looking at.
Right.
Because a lot of second teamers, I feel like, for the Jags also weren't out there. Like,
no,
there are
they
guys-
had 37
Correct.
guys
Yeah.
didn't play.
37,
Like,
yeah.
that's like,
A few of those are injuries. But
yeah. But think about 22 is the starters on, it's almost a full second team
Right.
of offense and defense, plus special team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Which, how do you feel about that? like not even getting your second team in there that maybe some you are kind of counting on playing pivotal roles, not even seeing them throughout camp.
Well, think about,
not camp, sorry, preseason.
Okay, so if you went O-line, the number 69 is not going to be here. Ricky Lee's probably not going to be here.
The starting O-line.
62 is not going to be here. They're just, you know what I mean?
Zaire, Ricky Lee, Sam Mustipher, Jerome Carvin, and Obadegwu. That was the starting offensive line.
Yeah.
I would imagine
maybe
of them.
one. I
Maybe
think
Ricky Lee makes.
No,
the
I
team,
think
maybe
the
Mustipher.
German kid may make it to the
Zaire
practice squad.
And he's the international pathway program,
guy,
so that doesn't count against right the 53.
He's got some ability. Big guy. He can move a little bit. But that's it, whatever. As far as the back half, I'm not worried about because those guys are my special teamers.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned them already. They're going to be great on special teams. Lane. With the receivers will have to participate, and they will.
Yeah, Tram will participate, obviously. Played in the game.
Yeah, so,
We did get our first look at Fa'alele yesterday.
He's a gigantic human being.
Yes.
Holy cow, he looks like Shrek out there. I mean, he's just enormous.
Yeah, he's huge.
He is. But then you wonder, okay, well, what's missing? A guy that big, that
if it hasn't
strong,
worked, yeah.
How is he
Blocking?
not? How is he not destroying everybody? You know what I mean?
Well, it looks like he's a little lost a lot of times in other film that you've seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know what leads to that completely in that sense to be just, turned around facing backwards when that's the things that you don't
He
like
doesn't
seeing.
move
Sam
great.
Mustipher had that issue in Chicago too. Like he just would be lost.
Yeah. I just don't understand the whole not coming out on fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they were a little flat too,
Yeah.
in the beginning of the game. It just how are you not this is your life? Unless you don't want to play.
Certain guys, I do feel like have that urgency, have that intensity. Like obviously, Pena has led the team in
Oh
receptions.
yeah, no.
and
Then
yards.
there's guys like him and Wortham.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Mike
Wortham
I mean,
Wortham
he
too.
made it. He give him a shot. Hey, put me in, coach. I'm ready to show something.
Yeah.
Right.
You see those guys, I'm like, yeah, that's what everybody should be doing.
Yeah,
at least that kind of attitude.
The opening kickoff return, the other team didn't almost score. The
right
Panthers didn't
away.
almost take it to the house. From the text on Design by Lifetime Enclosures, 904-641-1010. Tom, got to see you wave the flag on Friday. Congrats.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. It's funny. That's like the first time they've done this. And the girl, I can't remember her name. She was so nice. I was like, are you nervous? She's like, well, we just never done. I said, all I got to do is wave the flag, right? She's like, yeah, I'm like, I got it. I got it.
Is
It'll
there
be good.
something else to this?
Be okay. Just timing and getting out there and
yeah.
all that. But hey, this is what is happening around the NFL. Legends are a community, guys helping out. They play for the team, helping out in the community, honoring them every so often. Go out there, wave the flag.
Yeah.
And it was good. It was good.
It was just hot, like you said.
Yeah, but I didn't care. I mean, look, it's funny that the jerseys they wanted back so they could dry clean. Do I got time for a funny story? I already told you this story, didn't I?
Yes.
So, Bees, in his crazy antics, he doesn't want to take the jersey off. And Jordan, he was head of the
Legends.
he's like, yo, Bees, I gotta have the jersey, man. You gotta give me the jersey. Yeah. And then he's just bopping around. I couldn't wait to get the jersey. I was so hot. I'm like, give me my regular shirt back. So I gave it back, and finally, he finally gave it up. He's like, what's going on with him? I'm like, he likes talking to people.
Yeah.
He's like, and then we're signing autographs from the beginning. God bless all those fans for hanging out and waiting. And Bees is he's giving pointers to every kid. I'm like, Bees, there's a line. You gotta hurry it up, man. Sign it and pass. He's like, okay. I don't know. It's so much fun hanging out with him. We had a blast.
He is a lot of fun, that's for sure.
It was great.
From the text on Design by Lifetime Enclosures, that Florida soccer player, I told y'all, Montaline Diamond is her name, that broke the keeper's ankles was in ESPN top 10 today.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
of course she was.
All
'Cause
right.
it was badass.
Those are cool.
I will
like
show
those.
y'all the move that she made. All right, Tom, more to do on the other side, including the golden moment. It's Helmets and Heels on a Big Chief Tire Monday, 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We love winning, and 1010XL wants you to win our contests. We also like to share the winning. That's why we ask you to wait 30 days to win again so others get a chance to have the winning feeling. Find complete contest details at 1010XL.com. It's a Helmets and Heels Big Chief Tire Monday.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Fine Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Hey, life can get a little hectic at times. No one's got time to get hurt, lost wages, injuries that not only hurt, but ones that hinder our success. If you're in this situation due to the negligence of another, you need to check out Morgan & Morgan. What's up, Jacksonville? Tom McManus here. I know injuries suck, but when you call Morgan & Morgan, you got a chance to make it right. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the land, enough firepower to handle all the personal injury cases you may be dealing with. About $30 billion recovered worth of firepower, that is. Filing a claim is easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Check them out on your cell. Pound Law from your cell, and, of course, forthepeople.com. It's Pound Law. That's all.
Hey, it's Joe C. for Wingstop. Have you ever heard of a flavor rodeo? Now available at Wingstop. Carolina Gold, a bold blend of tangy mustard barbecue, apple cider vinegar, and savory spices for the right amount of southern sweet and tang. And Jamaican Jerk, a rich barbecue sauce infused with chilies, thyme, cinnamon, garlic, nutmeg, and sweet molasses. Finished with a savory jerk season for an extra layer of flavor. Carolina Gold and Jamaican Jerk. Now that's a flavor rodeo for a limited time only at Wingstop.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Your truck, trailer, or storefront should be your best salesperson. So I create custom signs and graphics that get your business noticed. Local, fast, and built to last. Call AB Signs and make your brand stand out.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you are a sixth-generation jeweler. What kind of watch do you wear?
Frank, I think I've told this story 1,000 times. The watch I wear is a Rolex, and here's why. When my grandfather gave me a gift for graduating from college, he said, I want you to have something that you'll always remember me for. And he gave me a Rolex watch, and some 35 years later, it still runs and looks as good as it did the day I got it, a day I'll always remember. This might be the right time for you to create the same kind of memory, and nothing does it better than a Rolex from Underwoods. Whether it's a lady or a man's, the Rolex Oyster has the classic good looks and incredible durability and accuracy that make it the watch people want to own. And at Underwoods, all of our Rolexes come with a 5-year guarantee.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra. Underwood's, serving excellence since 1928. Underwood Jewelers.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
My golden moment today is the fact that Billings, Montana a Jags fan in Billings,
love that.
Montana is listening to us right now. They said, shout out to Montana from the Jags fan from Billings, Montana. So we absolutely love that.
Hello, Billings.
That's right. Hello, Billings. And yes, my parents are vacationing in Glacier National Park, and then they head to Canada and go to Banff, that's where Frank Frangie and his wife were recently and posted so many of those
So
beautiful
pretty,
pictures. Yeah, and then they'll go from there to Jasper. So it's a trip that they've had planned for quite some time, and they are absolutely loving it.
I wonder if Jed York planned his trip.
Oh,
It's now coming out. Did you see what's come out?
What more?
He allegedly, this is on Twitter from Pro Football Talk. Take it for what it is. 49ers owner Jed York allegedly arranged to pay $140 for sex at a trailer park in East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, I saw it was
Jed,
East Palestine, Ohio. I
what
didn't
are
see
you
the amount of
doing?
money. This may come out wrong, but
odd.
only $140? You're an NFL owner. That seems
That's
a bit.
I'll
like
be honest,
low
my
It's a
price.
little light, Jed. I mean, come
I mean,
on.
I don't know how much this
I'm
stuff
at a
costs,
grand, buddy.
but I feel like that's cheap. Honestly,
He's going low. Is
I
what
mean,
he's doing.
ay,
Trailer park, 140.
Yeah.
That's a lot for them.
Taylor, please tell me you have a different golden moment.
Well, I was just about to say, I was like, my group chat earlier when this came out, like, went straight to that of like, why, like, you have billions of dollars and you want to like roam the streets of Ohio to find them? And somebody was like, at least be like urban and go to the bar and just make it Ohio.
Pick somebody up.
Yeah.
But I did
Unreal.
want to. I saw
Yes.
this. This was interesting. So
Please.
this breaks down. It's the top 10 cornerbacks. So fewest to yards allowed. Why can't I say that right? Fewest yards allowed per snap, but they break it down between different coverage assignments. So it's press man, off man, deep quarter, deep third. And so Buster Brown lands on 2 of these lists, by the way,
Wow.
off man
Birthday
and
boy.
deep third. Yeah. And so the off man, he's number 10, but in deep third coverage, he's third best in the NFL this last year when it comes to being able to the fewest yards allowed when they're in that, which is broken up evenly between 3.
Yeah, they're in cover 3,
Yeah.
basically, which is a shell type, you don't let anybody behind you type
Other
thing.
than when Buster Brown got paid, I feel like he just goes completely under the radar. Not just nationally, but in Jacksonville too. There's just so much attention on, obviously, Travis Hunter and playing corner. But like, if Travis Hunter wasn't able to play in a game, like you still have really
Buster
good
and
corner.
Jarian and Jordan with those
exactly.
guys. Yeah.
By the way, the Billings, Montana fan met us in Vegas a couple years ago.
nice.
And I was like, I
Yeah,
remember.
that's right, of
Yeah,
course.
absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few different Jaguar players that are like that are just very consistent.
yeah.
Maybe not super flashy.
Like, and that's the thing with cornerbacks in that sense, because you have the Jalen Ramseys and the certain ones that just have that person. Jarian, I even put in there, like Jarian's personality fits that in the sense of he is kind of like, look at me, like the swag, but I love it. Jarian's one of my favorite players on this team. I think we've seen him go defend his quarterback when he needs to. We see him making plays, whether it's in a practice that doesn't matter, a preseason game, a joint practice, whatever. Jarian's just, and not saying other guys aren't, but he just kind of has that flashiness to him in a sense.
He's very vocal.
Yeah, and if you're not that in a corner, and if they're not talking about you, that probably means you're doing a pretty good job, because the bad thing is when you hear a corner's name in a broadcast, and if it's not an interception, most of the time it's probably not good. And so that's one of the things with Buster is I feel like last year he was just so reliable, and he's been reliable, and I think that's one of the best things about him. And like that's why, when we had these conversations, Lloyd, Etienne, and Buster were the 3 guys that you kind of had the discussions of who were you going to pay this offseason, and Buster Brown's the one that they wanted to keep here. And so I love that. I think he's one of the guys that's just proven himself and just being reliable, and that I think is something you like, and this regime has kind of proven that, like, you put in the work, obviously we like it, but you being on the field is a huge part of this, and so he's been able to do that.
Well, and he's an all-around corner. He's good against the run. He's physical. I think the only thing you would say, like, critical-wise is, can deep speed beat him?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they're in cover 3, nobody should ever beat you because you're so far back. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about that. But just as far as one-on-one, maybe he's never in that situation, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But he's been solid. And I think a lot of times with corners, like linemen, you don't hear linemen until they screw up.
Yeah.
Unless you're really watching them. Unless you're really like, oh, here comes Buster. Oh, let's watch Buster on so-and-so. Normally, you're not, unless you're his family. or friends. You know what I mean? They may, but you're watching the ball, you're watching the center. But no, he's always he just goes to work, you know. And they all got swag. Those guys. He may be the quieter swagger, but they all got swag. Jordan Lewis has got swag.
Jordan Lewis is another
I
vocal
love
one.
hearing.
Yeah.
When we heard that one practice,
That was the indoor where
unbelievable.
when they're in the indoor, they don't
Yes.
typically play music, so you
Yeah.
can hear everything. better.
yeah.
Everything.
They go at it. They
Yeah,
go
it was
at
fun yesterday at practice to watch, and it was just during like some little bit of drills, not even like real one-on-ones,
Yeah.
but they've got Travis Hunter draped over Brian Thomas Jr. just to make it a little bit more difficult for BTJ to catch it. And again, it's not a full one-on-one drill, but it's just funny because those two, when they play on the offensive side together, are like so close,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Like Travis Hunter calls BTJ every day, and they try to get to the facility at the same time, but then
Yep.
now they're going against each other.
Makes them both better.
Absolutely.
It really
but Travis
does.
Hunter
It really does.
has the elite speed.
Yeah.
So
Of course, yeah.
That's where, I do feel like, to your point, Tom, the Jaguars.
Makeup speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely make elite.
You know what I mean?
makeup speed.
Corners got to have makeup speed.
Sure,
You
you
get,
get
bite
beat
it
and
quick.
then-
You got
yeah,
to get on your horse and get back there. And
But I
break it
wonder
up.
if other teams value the way that the Jags value the corners that get good against the run.
Depends what defense you're playing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing cover 2 press, you know, that corner's got force. So he's got to make sure he makes that tackle or forces it inside. You know, remember they changed the rule. You can't take out the lineman's legs anymore. Like you got to take them on or, you know, olay them, you know,
Yeah.
and let them go, the big bull go by.
Right.
But a lot of times you can't get back into the lane of the ball carrier. You miss out on it. So they're in a tough predicament. But yeah, it's really based on what you play. And if you're gonna play press, you gotta have physical corners. You know, they gotta be strong. They gotta be really good with their hands. They gotta be fast, obviously, and athletic. But man, that strength. You know, Bees was great at that. He's such strong, bigger corner. Could get his hands on you. You know, him and Jimmy, it was funny. They were messing around during the game, like in the tunnel and all that kind of stuff. We're messing around, and Jimmy's like, man, he always made me better. Like I'd go against guys in the field. I'm like, man, Bees is harder than you.
Yeah.
Like he was giving me a hard time during practice. You're not. This is nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what you want.
That's what you want.
I mean, it's cliche, the iron sharpening iron and all
No,
that,
but it's true.
it is absolutely
if
true.
you compete in practice like that, not every, but once a week where it's like full on, I'm trying to beat you, you're trying to beat me, that gets you better. That gets you ready for Sunday.
Yeah. Well, hopefully every wide receiver on this team has something different as far as their skill set is concerned. And so that also makes the DBs have,
Better,
right? Like
yeah.
Parker can contort his body and somehow finds a crease in every practice.
Well, and I mean to cut you
No,
off,
you're
but
good.
a lot of times you're not using a sideline with Parker. You're in the middle.
Middle,
You're in
yeah,
open
yeah.
water, man. Like you better be on your reactionary time real good. Like, you know, not let him fake you out. You're always going to be, it's reactionary, right? So you
Right.
don't know where he's going, but you got to make sure you can react pretty darn quick.
And then
You
BT's
know,
speed
Yeah.
and
BT's
his
speed going
size,
deep.
and then Jacoby
His
To
strength.
do all
Yep.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these corners have a lot to do, or a lot as far as
To deal
practice
with.
to deal with.
Absolutely.
For sure. But that also makes the wide receivers better as well.
No, that's how that's
The only corner, by the way, that lands at number 1 and 3 of the 4 is Devon Witherspoon.
yeah.
Who just got paid.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
He's good. He's really good.
One segment to go on this Big Chief Tire Monday, 10 to XL, 92.5 FM.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
25 weeks comes down to this. 3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Helmets and heels. It's a Big Chief Tire Monday. The local Jacksonville shop for fair prices and service you can trust.
Hey, Tom McManus here for John's Pest Solutions. I've been friends with John for many years, and I know he takes pests as seriously as I take football. With all the rain we're getting, you probably notice an uptick in ants, roaches, and mosquitoes. Don't stress. John's Pest Solutions will tackle all your pest issues the way I used to tackle NFL running backs. John's Pest Solutions will treat your lawn and around your house so you can relax and enjoy the football season. Visit johnspestsolutions.com today. That's johnspestsolutions.com.
I've worked with a lot of advertisers over the years, and you learn pretty quickly which ones are selling something and which ones actually care what happens after the sale. I'm Greg Gajewski, and when Awaken 180 first came to 1010XL, it started with Mike Dempsey, then Matt Hayes. From that first call, they wanted to understand our audience, not just buy a schedule. I talked with Paige, learned how the program worked, and at one point said, we got a guy, hacker, that could really use this. And her answer was immediate, let's help him. That's their entire mission. That's always been their answer. No revolving door, no corporate runaround. Paige never franchised Awaken 180 because she wants every coach, client, and endorser to feel supported. I saw that as a business partner, and then I experienced it myself. I went on the program and lost 50 pounds. That's why I endorse Awaken 180, not just because they're a 1010XL client, but because they care about people, and you feel it every day. Awaken180weightloss.com. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, Hicken here. Summer air should feel fresh, not full of dust, allergens, and whatever Florida critter has been crawling around your ducts this year. Sounds gross, right? Well, it is. And your air ducts are the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, you're breathing that every day. That's where Zero Res comes in. Guys, just because you can't see in there doesn't mean you can avoid it. This month only, take $100 off air duct cleaning. That's cleaner air, better efficiency, and a fresher home guaranteed. Call 287-5727 or visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and ask for the 1010XL special.
Hey, Tom McManus here. Whether you're headed to the job site on Monday or to the stadium on Sunday, you deserve a vehicle you enjoy driving. At Tom Busch, we got everything from reliable Mazdas to luxury BMWs, iconic Minis, fuel-efficient Volkswagens, and a pre-owned inventory packed with choices. Whatever your style and whatever your budget, come see why your next vehicle is waiting for you at the Tom Busch family of dealerships.
Jacksonville, save big today at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Right now, get a semi-automatic AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $299. Green Acres also stocks the top brands of suppressors. For nearly 60 years, Green Acres has been Jacksonville's trusted source for firearms and outdoor gear, providing expert service you can count on. Shop Green Acres today at greenacresporting.com.
Your bathroom doesn't have to be completely remodeled to make a big difference. Sometimes all it takes is one easy upgrade, like a custom glass shower door from Capital Glass and Shower Doors. A new shower door can transform your bathroom with a clean, modern, completely new look. From the initial design through the final installation, Capital Glass delivers a high quality and a best-in-class experience. Stop by their new showroom in St. Augustine near the Outlet Mall or visit capcoglass.com. CAPCO glass.com.
Feel a vibration in your steering wheel at highway speeds? That's not something to ignore, and a standard tire balance might not fix it. At G&H Tires and Service, they offer road force balancing, an advanced system that simulates how your tire actually performs on the road to detect hidden issues. It goes beyond traditional balancing to reduce vibration, improve handling, and extend the life of your tires. Newer vehicles, especially with low-profile tires, demand this level of precision. Drive smoother. G&H Tires and Service on Beach Boulevard, where your ride gets dialed in right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. We did have a Jaguars preseason game this past Friday night. We will have joint practices tomorrow and Wednesday with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Certainly looking forward to seeing Baker Mayfield reunite with Liam Coen, even though they'll be on opposite sides.
I want to see Ruben Bain.
For sure.
You know, we were just talking off air, like, how are we going to, like, I want to see both sides. And we can, there's a time where you can stand in the middle, like you guys know, and see both. But it's hard to, like, go from one to the next. You know, you hear a roar, and then you go over, you miss the play, and then you go.
And that's if they're coming towards us.
Yeah.
The problem is if they decide for the next, or at least tomorrow, if they decide to go away from the fans.
Yeah.
But I would think because there are fans tomorrow and there are not fans on Wednesday, that if they're going to go away from the stands, that it would hopefully be Wednesday, and tomorrow they would come towards the fans in red zone.
Yeah. Although the fans got a nice view regardless. They're just a little bit further away, right?
Right.
We're the ones that can't see all the way down there because we're just old and can't see. At least that's my problem. But listen.
There's players in the way. That's our problem.
Right,
and coaches
exactly.
and stuff.
I mean, like last Thursday, it was it was electric down there with Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be electric again
Immediate
with Tampa.
energy. That's one thing about the joint
right
practices.
when you walk in. I mean, it's just, and it's a later start, 9:30.
Yeah, just like it was last Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, with the Panthers. That was only one practice against another team.
Right.
Obviously,
the too.
2 scheduled. Tomorrow scheduled for 2 hours, 9:30 to 11:30, and then Wednesday scheduled for an hour and a half, 9:30 to 11.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then we'll,
There's-
you know.
A lot of fun
ready.
things. I mean, you have the storyline that we talked about earlier in the show of, the Liam Coen, Bucks whole thing. But there's a lot of, you talk about the McMillans and the Chris Godwins and Tristan Wirth and Vita Vea and Ruben Bain. Like, there's a lot of guys on this roster that Antoine Winfield, like all these guys that pop out on. I was just going through some of the other guys that you probably even forget are there. The ones, they got Alex Anzalone from Detroit,
Former Gator.
former Gator.
Yep.
Al-Qadim Muhammad, who used to play for the Colts. And so they have some other, they added a lot of guys this offseason too, because obviously there were some struggles there. But when it comes to just guys that you can see, probably, the better roster compared to the Panthers and Saints that you'll be watching as a whole. So I think in general that's fun because those are, you talk about your own team, the iron sharpening iron, but now you add another team who also has a lot of pieces from the offensive line to defensive line to secondary to weapons and a quarterback that people are really high on.
You mentioned Wirfs. I want to see him against our edges. And then I guarantee Hainsey must be having nightmares tonight. He's like, man, one-on-ones, they got to block Vita Vea with no help from the guard. Like, forget about it. It's not even real. Like, that would never happen in a game. I need someone to whack him on the side, but I don't even know if that helps.
That's why Cole is not participating. Cole Van Linen is not participating in the joints the next 2 days. Let's say hello to the Frangie Show.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes, last week it was very dark in this room, the studio. Now it could not be brighter.
Yeah, how about that?
Now
you never know what you're going to find.
You never know. Is
I
right.
just noticed that, too. It is bright in here.
It is very bright.
By the way, congratulations on being a legend. That was really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was watching up from the press box, and you did very well. So it was very cool.
The thing around, the flag around good enough?
Yeah, it looked good. Looked good, natural. So that was a lot of fun. But
natural flag waver.
I'm a flag waver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got good forms.
Right, yeah, there you go.
Did you enjoy the walkthrough this morning, Hayes?
Yeah, it's one day closer. So definitely enjoy that. I had a chance to catch up with Chris Rodriguez after the walkthrough, so that was fun. Getting a chance to talk to him one-on-one for the first time. Excited to see what he can do, and had a chance to speak with Jarian Jones Sunday after Sunday's practice. So we'll play those interviews coming up, and obviously a lot of Jaguars to get to.
Is C-Rod's interview longer than Jarian's? Because one was indoors, one was outside.
I would say they're both probably above average on length. Jarian's one of the best personalities in the locker room, so he's fantastic. Chris, like I said, I'd never interviewed Chris one-on-one. Chris has a little bit of an advantage from a time standpoint because he's a little slower of a talker. He's a good talker, but his pattern is a little slower, so you never know. So that could, like, if he was singing the anthem, I would take the over. Where if Jarian was singing the anthem, I might take the under. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, should be a fun Frangie show coming up, and I think something happened to Frank on the golf course this weekend that I'm sure he's going to fill us in on all the details with that as well.
Absolutely, and Aaron Philo news to discuss as well.
Yeah, that's right. Start making room for the next statue.
The Philo.
So here we go.
I love it.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Hayes. Yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone who missed what happened with Frank on the golf course. You'll have to tune into the Frangie Show to find out if you don't know already. All right, that'll do it for us today. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you tomorrow, but don't go anywhere. The Frangie Show is next.